XCN $3 confirmed. Here's why. This is NC Hammer Crypto. My name is Neil, keeping technical analysis short and sweet. And as we are starting with Bitcoin, holding here around 108,000 is where the major support is. I do have this tiny inverse head and shoulders laid out here, so I believe that's kind of what the pattern we are going to follow. We have this push up, maybe a little bit retracement to test that as support, build some higher lows, and then ultimately push back up towards the all-time high of 125,000. We could also expand this into something even bigger, something similar to this, and say we do something like that, giving Bitcoin a little bit more time for consolidation before taking off. That is still also a possibility. In the bigger picture, could we see that push real up to the 168 at 117? Yes. And see a little bit of consolidation, maybe even test a little higher. I think we may have another sell-off coming here soon. November 22nd was going to be huge for XRP. I believe everything's just delayed with market manipulation. But jumping right into XCN, $3 confirmed. No, it's not. I just say that so you guys watch the videos. Anytime I put in a dollar sign or a confirmation, everybody freaks out. I'm not selling my XCN yet, and it's not looking too bad. We have that support here. This is on crypto.com. The chart, it looks different than the Coinbase chart I had listed, but it also has the all-time high up here at 18 cents. So if you have the opportunity and have some cash laying around and you can buy in at 0.008 cents, that is some major upside for your entry. Say you entered here and it hits its all-time high. That's the 2,000% that you may have missed back here in the beginning of the year in January. But 2,000% is to the all-time high, and typically you double that, and we would see roughly, probably some resistance here at 30 cents, being 3,284, but very quick before the next push up, being potentially up here to 49 cents and around 5,000% increase in profit. So just buying in anywhere below that penny mark, you're lucky. I know a lot of people are trapped within here around a penny and a half, maybe even higher up here around the 3 cents, 2.5 cents. There's a lot of liquidity within this area, but this black downward trend line is what we are trying to weaken out and get exhausted. So we've been testing it. It's coming down. We're testing it a little bit more, getting some rejection. But the CM guppy is not pushing down very heavily. The 200 EMA is right above that on this black thinner downward trend line, which is roughly the channel that we would be working within for XCN. I personally would like to see a little bit of consolidation and ease up over that downward trend line. However, we could test this once more, get a rejection, and work within this 0.004 area, which you may have the opportunity to buy once again if we have some crazy news. Like the market manipulation that happened these past couple of days. Sorry for not being up to date for the previous videos. Looking for work while the market's down and may have found some. So congratulations to me. But if you still want to donate, the links are in the reference below. Crypto or whatever it may be. Shout out to Woozal. Shout out to Joe. Both taking advantage of the information being provided. Keeping in mind none of this is financial advice. So we have the downward trend line. This yellow one is more of a faint downward trend line that we need to be breaking over, but ultimately the 200 EMA is kind of what we've been waiting on. We could draw one more since it's not in this chart, but it is on the Coinbase one. This is essentially the downward trend line that needs to be broken as well. So we would be working within this range. We don't want to see a quick movement up to that 200 EMA. If we do, we want to see it consolidate and hold. But if it does not, we want to see it slowly ease up over this black downward trend line and then work within this range. And once we can get above this downward trend line, it'll most likely be above that 200 EMA. And we could see major pushes like we did back here in April or even back in January 15th. So XCN does have a very long way to go to hit the top. And if you haven't bought into it yet, Tornado Cash is the only one that I keep recommending that's still in profit. And we had our entry at 750 as explained. 11, I begged a lot of people to buy in at 11. Some people waited until we pushed even higher, up to $18. It gave us the opportunity to entry again here back at $11 before pushing up to around 21 within a few about 2 weeks. Went from 10 to 21 after just going from 10 to 18. So there's a lot of volatility, a lot of money being picked up within this chart. I know somebody has bought some Tornado Cash. Hold on to it. This thing's going to get pretty wild, and we're going to have some major movements like this when the market does start taking off. It's going to be one day to the next, and this thing will be launched. So if you haven't had your entry here at $12.28, still is not a bad price for Tornado Cash. The reference link is in the description below. If you use that reference link for MEXC, you get 10 USDT free. I think right now it's actually 20 USDT free. And what's cool compared to MEXC and Coinbase is MEXC gave me $300 dollars in Bitcoin in a futures trade, and any money I made off of that was pure profit. It's just one close. Once I close it, that's it. If it goes to zero, I don't lose anything. It's just free money. They did it again for $30. And the more that you guys are trading with me, then we can get more rewards that get dispensed between all of us. So MEXC has a lot of benefits, and you can trade Tornado Cash on it. Reference in the description below if you have not checked it out. I'm going to cover XRP and XYO on another video, just because this is strictly for XCN. If you're only here for XCN, definitely check out the other videos, as the market's starting to get a little bit of consolidation and something to actually talk about. Good luck, have fun with it, like and subscribe, and I will see you on the next one.